she's going to video this, okay? Seems to be there was a bit of communication issue. That it was out here at 9 o'clock and nobody was here, so we got coffee downstairs. So I'm going to lean on you four to kind of be some ambassadors for me, okay? The idea is we're going to go through the program in about 20 minutes. I'm going to try to be as entertaining as I can and have some laughs along the way. But this is crucial, okay? You're going to get one, everybody's going to get one, but it's essential that every senior gets one, okay? Because in here is, well, we're going to talk about it, but information pertaining to graduation. How do we prepare for that? How do we get ready for that? How do we wear our cap and gown? All that stuff is in here. So I'm going to tell you, one of these meetings, this concerns me, with it being our first graduation, and only 4 of you were in this room. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'm glad that Ms. King's going to help us with this. You got to encourage your fellow classmates to watch the video, grab their packet, and then call me. Here's the thing. Well, Chris, don't ask anybody, you're fine people. Do not ask anybody at this school anything about what's in here. Ask me, okay? Folks, I work with 77 high schools. This is the same packet I brought to Northwest Guilford last week, Friday. It's the same packet that went to Dudley. It's the same thing. Different program, different, due dates and that sort of stuff, but the idea is it's the same stuff. So the idea is that I'm very, knowledgeable of what I put together for you, okay? But it's crucial, because let's be honest, we're talking about a pretty, but if you want to jump and get the light one, so it shows up real fast, sure. But for most of us, graduation from high school is the most important day of our life, right? Well, it's probably pretty important to 2 other people. Those are your parents, right? So that's the crucial dynamic here, is mom and dad can't get the information unless they get the information. So moms and dads are going to possibly be the people that are going to pay, right? Mom and dad need to know how to pay. Where's the order form? In here. When's the due date? Next week, Friday. Why is it important that I order on Friday? We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But the idea here, folks, we're talking about the most important day of your life. Pretty important day to mom and dad. Pretty important day to the school. It's going to be the first one, which then means that Mr. Green downtown, it's going to be a pretty important day for him too. But then it makes it a very important day for me. Well, here's my pledge to you, folks. This is what I do. I'm your new best buddy. If you have any questions regarding anything I say today, anything moving forward, please call my office or call me personally. But the idea is that, I hate to say this, but Miss Cardwell's a wonderful lady, and Miss Williams is a wonderful lady, and Miss King seems to be a swell gal too. They don't know my program, so don't ask questions to people that may not have the right answer, okay? So you guys are smart people, so you understand what I mean. I just want you to get the appropriate information. Your cap and gown is going to be custom made for this school. So ladies, I want you to, again, take this and move it forward to some of your classmates. The gowns are loose, okay, so you can even see, come on in, have a seat. You can see even in that picture that they're relatively loose, okay, and that's just how they are. So our fashions these days kind of lend us to a little bit more snug-fitting clothing. Well, this is not in Vogue magazine, this is not in style. It's supposed to be comfortably loose. So, well, all 3 of them, okay, relatively slender, it's going to be comfortably loose. Gentlemen, your cap is going to fit on the top of your skull, okay? So this is not a ball cap. I hear that a lot. Chris, it doesn't cover, yeah, it does not cover up your ears because it's not supposed to, okay? It's supposed to sit on the top of your head like that. Well, we're going to make them fit because we're going to show you how we're going to do that. But it's important to kind of know going forward that the gown is not the most stylish thing in the world. But it is about that moment right there, of course. Many of us here at the STEM program are off to college and you're going to have a successful career there. But the idea is we got to prepare for that moment. That moment can't be successful and be meaningful and all those things unless we're prepared. So we got to make sure that we work together as a team. So I'm here to help you work together as a team. But the idea is successful teams do just that. They work together. They ask questions and that sort of thing. So I'm going to ask you to please lean on me. Okay, because it is also about celebration. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But your senior year is one you're going to remember forever. Folks, I graduated in 1986. It was a long time ago, but it seems like yesterday. And I would challenge that Miss King remembers her senior year. Okay, time flies, especially when you get a little older. So the idea here is this is a year that I want you to remember, but more importantly, I want you to remember it with fond memories. But again, remember, I'm here to help you. My team is here to help you. We've been doing this a long time, and we want to help you. There's going to be some questions out there. We talked about that just a minute ago. Please just ask me or my sales team for the answers, because I promise you we're going to keep you up to speed and in good shape. A couple of things I think we need to talk about as far as the need. And we're going to talk about some of the things you may want. Okay? We're going to talk about the need. Folks, you need to announce graduation. Your announcement is going to be custom made, just like a gown for your school. So this one is just a sample. It's going to look very similar to that, to be quite honest with you, because the design that Ms. Williams and the graduation committee picked out is very close to that. Okay? So we're going to show that to you next week. But the idea behind an announcement, folks, is what we have to do to differentiate this from an invitation. Okay? So this does not invite to the ceremony. So we have to be careful. Okay? The ceremony, it's going to be here on campus, I would gather, probably at the Harrison Auditorium. But the auditorium is only so big. Okay? So they're going to say, maybe you get to invite 10 people. Maybe it's 12, maybe 50. That is a question for the school. That is not something I control. Well, to be honest with you, it's controlled by the size of the building and how many people in the graduating class. Okay, so it's a number. Okay? But the idea is, as far as the announcements, different programs, different thing here. Folks, the national average, as far as the number of announcements ordered, is 65. I say, wait a minute, there's 65. Well, that's everybody that you know. Maybe you have 3 or 4 brothers or sisters. Maybe you have, you go to church. Maybe you're involved in the community. Mom and Dad probably both have jobs. So we're going to want to let those people know that know you, that you're doing something special. Now, folks, the reason behind an announcement, of course, is going to have the time they place the graduation on the inside. The one thing it does not have is, number 1, is your name. And number 2, it does not say, please come to this show. Okay? Because again, this is not an invitation, it's an announcement. So to kind of give you a quick analogy, my sister lives in Florida. My sister has 2 children, both have since graduated from high school. Well, folks, I run a graduation business, so when they graduated from high school, they sent me an announcement. They said, well, you know, Chris and my wife Sherry, are you guys going to be able to come? Well, no, I run a graduation business, so I did not attend their graduation. My parents weren't real happy about that, but, you know, that's how life works. Well, they sent me an announcement. Well, folks, as a recipient of an announcement, I have 2 jobs. One is to acknowledge it. Number 2, it means I start to, well, right, oops. Sorry. Here we go. I sent them money. Folks, this is a free ticket to extra cash, okay? So if you like cash in a bag, I like cash in a bag. Maybe you like 2 fistfuls of cash. I like that too. Some of us like to fan it out a little bit. We can fan it out a little bit. And some of us like to make it rain. That's kind of the new thing these days, right? So we're going to let you make it rain. Because these announcements work every time. Getting back to my family. We couldn't come to graduation, but I sent both my nephew and my niece a check for $500. Congratulations. Take this, use it to buy some of your college books. Do whatever you want. And it was, again, their money to do what they wanted. Folks, so I graduated, again, in '86. My mom sent out the announcements. Gentlemen, your mom's going to do this for you, I promise. You girls kind of get into it a little bit. We'll take this home, share it with your parents. They're going to help you out. Folks, I made $3,000 when I graduated from high school. And I grew up in Detroit. So it wasn't like we were rolling with a high dollar, folks. It was pretty hard times. People understand you're doing something special, they're going to help you out. And that was my $3,000 to do whatever I wanted. The idea here, folks, we also have to understand that we're taking a lot of pictures now. All of us have a cell phone, I would challenge. And that cell phone probably has a camera. We're taking 1 billion pictures a day. I read that on a Yahoo post the other day. 1 billion. That's a lot. Well, Herb Jones says, what are we doing with these pictures? Well, of course, we all have a Twitter account or a Facebook, a Snapchat thing's a big deal now. Well, Herb Jones says, okay, that's still a lot of pictures. Well, today's students and families are kind of taking a 21st century look at a relatively traditional deal. So the idea here is you can create your own announcement. Chris, the school one looks cool, but I think I like this aspect or this option better. Well, again, you can create your own announcement. So Herb Jones is going to do the time, date, and place for you, okay? But you get to put your own personal touch on there if you want to do it that way. So kind of the best of both worlds. You can go the traditional aspect or the grad photo product. I got to be honest, I was at Eastern Alamance last night. Somebody bought 20 of the regular ones and ordered a box of those. So you can kind of mix and match just depending on maybe you have intent on, maybe you want to send those to your friends and people in your community, that sort of stuff, and more formal stuff with grandparents and that kind of deal. But folks, we're going to talk about the cap and gown. Because if you're going to place an order next week Friday and participate in the ceremony, this is key. You have to place an order for a cap and gown. And the cap and gown has to come from Herb Jones. Okay, so we have to be very careful about that. Because one of the things I hear is, Chris, I looked it up online, I went to Google caps and gowns, and I can get one from overseas and save my parents 50 cents. Folks, you can't use that gown. Okay? It's of a different fabric, a different color. It's not going to have the custom stuff that we've done, so that is not an option. Well, I'd be a real jerk if I was going to charge you a lot for something you have to buy from me. Well, folks, I've got to be honest with you. I've been doing this for 21 years, and I have not raised the price of a cap and gown in 21 years. So it's not about me making the money on a cap and gown. Everybody has to buy one, so I keep the cost relatively low. But about the cost being low, there's a deal that I strike with Herb Jones, the company that I work for. They said, well, Chris, you know, we don't like the price. It needs to come up just like anything else. Well, they allow me to keep the price if everybody orders on time. But folks, I have to encourage, next week Friday, okay, so this is where I'm going to need you all to spread the word. Next week Friday during lunch, we set up down, you know, in the comments area there to take the orders. I promise, I know you got to eat, you got to socialize. I promise if you come to me with an order form that's filled out, you might be there for a minute, probably less. You're going to hand me the form, I'm going to look at it, put it up, thank you very much, and you're gone. It doesn't take long at all. Ring's a little more complicated because there's lots to look at and all that. This is a little more, hand me the form, give me your money, bye-bye, and you're out. So, promise, we can do a 40 orders 10 minutes, okay? So it doesn't take long. But the idea is I'm going to ask you 4 questions, right? And you're going to answer them on your order form. You're going to tell me whether you're male or female, okay? The girls' gowns are sewn a little bit different than the guys' gowns, so we got to factor that in. You're also going to ask about your height. Gentlemen, your everyday height is going to be just fine. It does say what shoes on. I hope you can see that. If I can see it as young as you all are, you can probably see it better. But nevertheless, height with shoes on. But gentlemen, you're going to wear a dress shoe that day, but it's only got about a 1/4 inch heel. Okay, so 5'10", 5'10 and a quarter, 5'10 is going to be close enough. Okay, ladies, your situation is a little bit different. Graduation is going to be one of those days that we tend to dress up, and our fashion are leaning us towards the higher heels, right? They're awfully pretty. But ladies, this is where you got to kind of keep my advice. Biggest, most important day of your life. Those heels that are that tall and only that big around are pretty difficult to walk in, right? Maybe we can make a better decision. Maybe a 2-inch heel for game day, because this is important. We don't want to be struggling, right? And then you want to change them after the fact and go to the parties with the, you know, at home and that sort of. I get it. I just want you to factor your height with your shoes on, though. So if I'm 5'3" and I've got a 3-inch heel, you're 5'6" on my form. Chris, I'm 5'9", I'm going for it, 7-inch heel. Okay, you're 6'4" on my form. That's going to be tough. Got, you know, good luck. Okay, so let's make a better decision. Okay, weights. Folks, we've got to be accurate with the weights. In fact, I don't even mind if you want to pad it a little, 5 or 10 pounds. Okay, so if it's 170, 180, it's going to be about the same. But you're going to want some extra space in there. It's going to be hot outside, that sort of stuff. You know, when you get a little extra room, it's better. So do that. But be honest with the weights. We're also going to ask you about your calf size. Okay? So this is a good example. All right? I keep mine relatively close. You guys keep it a little bit longer, and your calf size is going to be definitely different than mine. Looks pretty, and yours has got it kind of on the top. We're going to have a little different dynamics here, so we've got to use the calf sizer because the calves have got to fit. Okay? Can we exchange them at the end if there's something that doesn't quite go quite right? Sure. But I would like it to be right the first time, just like anything else. That's always a good idea to have it be right the first time, right? Well, we just have to be honest with Chris, because I'm going to help you make it right the first time, okay? Because this is a disaster, okay? We did this as a kind of a comical picture, but no, that one on the left-hand side is way too long, and the one on the right is way too short. Well, this is tragic. You know, you're going to take pictures that are going to be on your parents' mantle forever. You know, let's make sure that we do it right so it looks good, and we're going to be proud of those pictures and all that kind of thing. But how do we make this easy? Folks, there's one thing that Herb Jones, I can tell you, has been in business for 100 years. Okay? So we put things into packages. But these packages, I'm going to be truthful with you. Package number 1 and package number 2 have been around for, gosh, as long as I can remember. Okay? And what Herb Jones does is they take the data. You know, we work with, there's 350 reps like me across the country that turn in orders. Well, Herb Jones kind of takes those orders, looks at them a little bit, and then puts these packages together. So we kind of know what you're going to order before you order it, because we have the data to support that. Well, packages are not for everybody, so I want to go on record as you can pick and choose and make your own package if you want to, each individual. But most people do a package because it's convenient. But I want you to reiterate that this is the Herb Jones plan. More on that in just a second, because I know that's going to get a little confusing. But package number 1, probably the smaller to medium-sized families. Package number 2, a little bit more stuff, a little bit bigger size families, that sort of stuff, a little bit more to say. They call that the popular package. Grad photos then introduces package number 3, so the picture element is in package number 3. And as I shared with you ladies earlier, you can add your graduation ring to any package or any order, so we're happy to do that for you. So everything that you saw as a junior, and maybe you took a look at it, and maybe now's your time to talk about that, you can do that. It's not a problem. Okay? Now, your order date, again, is November the 13th. And I got to emphasize, you got to place the order on time. And please don't freak out when you see $80, because the gown is not $80. Okay? The gown is going to be probably about $45. Okay? But the idea here is, I told you about the announcements and the name cards and some of the other stuff, you're going to see that, again, national average per student is a $190 order. Chris, do I have to bring you $190 next week Friday? Only if you want to. I only need 80 of them. Okay, Chris, my order tallied up to 220. Can I bring you an $80 deposit and pay you $140 later? Yes. Okay? So the deposit just kind of helps you get your order in. But folks, I have to emphasize, and that's why it's pretty bold down at the bottom, we've got to get our order in on Friday. Here's the deal. Folks, I've negotiated that price with Herb Jones for Friday. If we decide to do it later than Friday, they penalize you. Okay? Sometimes to the 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Some people, and they won't be here because we control 40 people, but somebody across the street at Dudley, for example, their gown is $40 as well, $45. And somebody's going to order in March, and it's going to be $140. Whoa! Because you waited. Don't do that. Okay? Now again, sometimes we wait, as I shared with the young lady that was standing here, I wasn't the world's greatest student. Okay? So I would have been a little questionable about placing my cap and gown order now, because I had some work to do. Okay? Well, I've solved that issue. So it's not going to be really apply to anybody here at STEM, but just get my point here. I'd be reluctant to place my order because I have to pass math in an English class. So I'd like to know that I'm going to make graduation, then I'll place my cap and gown order. I get that math. Well, the math doesn't work is because the cap and gown becomes very expensive after Christmas. Okay? You order it now, and for some reason we don't need it, I'll give you 100% of your money back. So spread that to your friends. Okay? So there's no risk in placing your order on time. The only risk is that you get to pay less. Okay? So that's the benefit, really. Okay? We got to place the orders on time because we send them in all at the same time. They all come back at the same time. So it's just a nice process when we work together. Okay? So it is important that we do it on time. But we're also here about this representation. And folks, being the first graduating class is pretty cool stuff. Okay? And one of the things I do, and I noticed that you noticed them, and that the young lady that was there noticed them, is that everybody knows what a tassel is. They know what it's for, and they know what it represents. It represents hierarchy on an academic campus. In fact, in the world. So people know why you have it. So this is why we're going to bring them to the table on next week Friday. So if you want to put one in the car, you've got some guys hanging up from their ears now. Man, I guess it's your task to do what you want. But the idea is that your test represent. So most people put them in the rear of your mirror. This is kind of a fun tradition that we've always done. Well, we got what's called as a traditional style tassel. This is the one that I had when I was in high school. Okay, has the year date on it and all that sort of stuff, but it is relatively small. Okay, I bet Miss King got this one. I bet your parents had this one. But the idea is it's relatively small. Well, I went to Herb Jones and I said, Herb Jones, we can do better than that. Let's get creative. So we got to what we call as a mega tassel. This one is 5 times bigger than a regular tassel. This one gets noticed when it's in the car. People see you coming. In fact, I got one in my car. Folks, you'd swear I'm a policeman because people just move off to the side of the road. I don't wait for traffic anymore. I get premier parking. I don't even need a parking sticker here. I throw that dude in there and I'm in good shape. Okay? That's a little bit of a joke. Don't use this as a parking sticker because it ain't going to work. All right? But they're going to tow you like they did me last time I was here. Okay? So be careful. But they are fun. It's an item that, everybody knows what it's for and what they represent, so we're going to bring it to the table. Okay? Now, this is a concept that I tried. I went to the manufacturer. It's definitely possible. But when it comes to 16 spinner rims, well, they were terribly expensive, so we kind of had to back away from that because they were just a little bit too high. Well, I changed it into a spinner keychain. So same concept, much smaller scale, but this is going to be free with any package purchase. So they're kind of cool. So we're going to add those to the mix. We're also going to offer you a senior t-shirt. A senior t-shirt is designed by seniors for seniors, so it's kind of fun that way. So this year's shirt's been pretty popular. It's done very well. 2016, the distressed senior there, and we're kind of a big deal. It's kind of hard to make that out. But the word big is made with a B and a 1-6, so they're kind of clever how they kind of tied your year into the shirt, so it's pretty neat. But there is no waiting. So again, lots of times when I'm on high school campuses, I say, well, you turn your order in for your shirt, and then you wait about a month or two, and then it comes in. I have pre-ordered these, so I already have them. So Chris, I want a small. I'm going to hand it to you. Chris, I need an extra large. I'm going to hand it to you. So there's no waiting, but there is incentives for you to place your order on time. We also have the long sleeve shirt. This is brand new this year. It says Sweet 16 on the lapel. Senior down the sleeve. Those are on campus for you on Friday. Small through 3X. The hoodies. Mother Nature's cooperating with cooling it down for me. But the hoodies are on campus. Small through 3X. No waiting there. The pants. Been fortunate to go to a couple college football games, and I'm noticing a lot of college. Well, you guys are here on a college campus. I saw them even this morning. The logos are much smaller now. We put them up by the pocket. So I introduced that to my group. They thought that was a pretty cool idea. Can't tell you how many pants we're selling. Dynamite, dynamite, success. And for once, I made a good decision on something that I thought of because they designed it by the pocket. It's been very well received. We got senior shorts. Got the unisex version on the top there. Ladies version on the bottom. Called them the wind shorts. These are also on campus for you if you're interested in those. But folks, we're going to talk about something that I've done for you. So again, I don't have really any buying history to use, but I do work with every middle college in Guilford County. So I use that kind of as my data, if you would. But folks, this is called one-stop shopping. This is not, I've got to be clear, this is where you're going to have to be my ambassadors. Not on the Herb Jones order form. Okay? Why isn't it not on the Herb Jones order form? Because folks, this is not against Herb, or it's against Herb Jones policy. Okay? So I did it anyway. Herb Jones packages, remember those 1, 2, 3, and 4 we saw a few minutes ago? Folks, let's consider Herb Jones Vegas. What do we know about Vegas? Lots of glitz and glamours because people go there and lose a lot. And we've heard that the house always wins. Guess what happens when you do the Herb Jones packages? Herb Jones wins. Guess who wins when you do the one-stop? You do. This is why Herb Jones doesn't like this. And that's okay. 21 years, when you have an 80% buy rate, that something's working. Folks, we were at Eastern Alamance yesterday, and we took, I think, about 162 orders, and 149 people got one stop. That tells me that people are reading it, and they understand that this is a deal. Okay? This is a crazy good. Well, so if you're going to get your stuff, I would recommend that you do one stop. I do want to encourage you. See that one was made for, I believe, Eastern Alamance. Yours is not. It's a different program. It is the same price, but this includes now the following: 25 announcements, your name cards, and the seals. That's what Mom's going to be looking for. And then we're going to call it the in-the-bag special. So you can get your hoodie, your shorts, your pants, your shorts, the tumbler, your keychain in the bag. So the idea is we're going to do the fun stuff so you can enjoy your senior year as you're going through it. So let's just show you how this is going to work. On Friday, you're going to come up to me with your order form with your name at the top, and the real order form, because you're going to have to put your name and address on there for me. And you can hand me the orange piece of paper. I'm going to say, okay, get ready. Okay, what size shirt do you want? And hand it to you. Oh, you want the long sleeve? What size? And I'm going to hand it to you. How about the hoodie? Oh, you need a medium? I'm going to hand it to you. And the shorts? Oh, you want the ladies' wind shorts? And then I'm going to hand them to you. And then you're going to ask you about the pants. And ask you what size. And then hand them to you. And by then, we're going to be thirsty, so I'm going to give you a tumbler to get some water. Okay? And then I told you about the free spinner keychain, so I'm going to hand that to you. And if I'm going to call it an in-the-bag special, I should probably give you a bag to put it in. So all this, folks, is going to be on campus for you on Friday. Well, here's the deal. You heard that Herb Jones package is required $80 deposit. Chris is only going to ask you for a $60 deposit. Okay? So you're going to walk away with $174 worth of stuff, and you're only going to give me $60. Wait a minute, Chris. You're not that smart. You already told us that. But that's, well, here's the deal, man. I'm willing to let you have some fun on my dime. Okay? You'll just pay me back when you pick up your cap and gown. We have fun throughout the year. And when it comes time to pick up your cap and gown, I'm just going to remind you that we did one-stop shopping. You gave me a $60 deposit, and you owe me a couple of bucks, and off we go. So let's use some easy math, because again, I'm really not that smart. $225 plus tax and shipping, let's just make it easy, because it's not easy. But let's say it equals $260. $260 less than $60 deposit, $200, right? Okay, Chris, I've got $200 left to go. How do I pay my $200? Well, I've got a couple options. One, you can just slam wait till May. Well, it's going to be earlier here, so let's say wait till March, and then just pay me the $200 when you pick up your cap and gown. Okay, fine. Chris, don't you have a website? Yes, we do. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can make your payments on your $200 anytime you want. So, for example, what's your name, Phil? Andrew. Okay, Andrew, you're going to come to me next week and you do one-stop shopping, and it's $260. You hand me the $60. You got $200 left over, right? Chris, I got a part-time job. Can I make 2 $100 payments? Sure. Can I make 4 $50 payments? Sure. Chris, can I make $201 payments? Yes. This is how simple this is, folks. You can make more than one payment a day if you want. Grandma's going to chip in, mom and dad going to chip in, and you throw in a couple of bucks. The idea here, folks, we make this senior year as expensive as it's going to be, as easy on you financially as we can. But we're going to have fun along the way. There's no shame in having a good time, right? So we're going to bring all that stuff to campus to make sure that you order it on time. So you are going to have an option, okay? Chris, we're going to go the Kirk Jones way. I understand. Some people do that. Lots of people go my way, which is the $60 deposit, and then we work from there, okay? But a couple of things here, folks, that we have to reiterate, okay? The order date is the 13th. So somebody's going to say, are you coming back? I'm going to be probably as brutally honest as, no, I'm not, okay? I love you, but there's only 40 people. I go to Northwest Guilford with 600 kids once. We can get this done. Now, I'm a little nervous about us only having 4 people in here, so they don't hear the message. But hopefully, it will encourage them to view the video. I hope it's turning out okay. I don't get to take it very often. But folks, I'm going to lean on you. Back, if we have a successful day that day, in fact, I'll probably give you guys a little bit of a discount for being here and then helping me out. We just have to get these packets out because the idea is we can't have this meeting again, getting you out of class and this sort of stuff is not real. The teachers are not happy about this. This is what we got to kind of shut schedule when we can, and teachers get excited. I'm supposed to be teaching and you're dragging them out of class more than once, blah, blah, blah. So it's tough on Ms. Williams, it's tough on them, it's tough on you all, especially with the different college schedules and all that you all have. So this was the day. So I have to lean on you to make sure that we get everybody the packet. Because King said that she has an idea of how she's going to get these out. But the key ingredient is make sure that we do this next week on Friday. Okay? Last thing we're going to address real quick is, can you do this online? And the answer is yes. Okay? So you can actually place your cap down online, and that's okay. A couple of keys about doing it online that scare me a little. Okay? We take a lot of orders online because that's just kind of where the world we live in. But we had an order that came in Monday night. I want to say it was from Page. The student typed in his height as 7'11". Okay, if I see 7'11", I'm going to ask you to stand up. I need to see what 7'11" looks like. The computer is just going to process that, dude. I promise you, the guy is not 7'11". We would know about that. Right? Well, he's going to have a disaster. But the good news is my girls do print those off, and she happened to notice. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be 5'11". Well, you would have had a wedding dress with, the train in the back at the graduation otherwise, right? So we can do better than that. This is why I don't like the online thing, is because the computer's only going to say, yep, thank you, and process. I'm going to ask you some questions based on what I'm looking at. So I like to do this. I like to share the experience. I want us to be friends. I want us to be right. Computer is definitely an option. Not my best option, but it is out there because people need the convenience, and I like that. But here's the other thing. One-stop shopping is not on the website. Why? Because remember I told you it's against Herb Jones' policy, and Herb Jones controls the website. So I would ask you this. If you have questions about one-stop, please call me. Don't email the corporate office. Hey, our rep was on campus today talking about that package that's illegal. Can you tell us a little more about that one? My boss is going to call me. My boss doesn't know about this. He doesn't need to know about this. It works. We did it for 3 or 4 years now. It's working wonderful. The idea is this kind of just a little secret between you, me, and your parents. Okay? This is about you guys. Okay? So, all right. Initially, I know this is going to be tough, but we're going to throw it out there. Anybody have any questions at all? Okay. $60 is our deposit if we're going to do one stop. It's $80 if we're going to go a different direction. Chris, I'm not getting a package. I want just a cap and gown. That's okay. You'll see it's on here. It's well, excuse me, that's at $45. It's $50 plus tax. Okay. So you can order just a cap and gown. Okay. It comes with the cap, gown, and tassel. So if you ask that question, you have a store this year. It's embroidered with the school patch on the front, the year date on the back. We've got one in the mix right now, so I'm hoping to have it back by next week to show you. It's going to be pretty high class. It's nice stuff. Being the first graduation, we want to step outside the box. So it's pretty good. Okay. Again, folks, we've got to turn in our orders on the 13th. Now, again, I make that a pretty solid, threat, if you want to call it that. Chris, can I order on the Monday after that, or do I not? Of course not. This is just, we got to put a deadline in place so I can tell you that there was a deadline. Can you order the Monday after that, and the Monday after that, or even the Monday after that? Yes. It's not technically late until Christmas break. Okay? So Chris, I missed you on Friday. Can I mail it in? Sure. The only kind of downside with doing it after Friday is, again, the hoodies and the t-shirts and the pants and all that stuff, folks, is very popular. The only problem is, again, well, it's not a problem. On Friday, I'm going to have it. In other words, you want a small, here's your small, and here's your small hoodie, etc. Well, I mailed my form. When do I get my hoodie? I don't know. I'll put it in UPS for you right now. UPS is $10. So your hoodie becomes $10 more expensive because I had to mail it to you. So this is why I say it's not really my best choice for you is to mail it in or do it online, because I'll get it to you, but it just costs more because then I've got to ship it, okay? So the Friday works is because you're going to have all the stuff there, ask the questions, get your stuff, and then we're all over there, okay? All right, no questions.
Can we place the order for the class ring along?
Yes, yeah. So you'll see that there's an insert in here. Good question. Here. Okay. So this will get you just still hand me this, and you'll see it's even on one stop. Okay, so I want to add my ring to my one stop. Thank you. So you'll say, yep. So I'll ask if there was a ring today as well. Yes, I am. So I don't have the samples there. Okay. And that's another good reason as to why we need to do it together, because I mean, from my eyes and that. Okay. Good question. Do you understand the deposit system? Hey, gang.
Hi.
Sadly, you got here right at the tail end of the show, so if you can do anything for me, part of what we're doing is you see that Ms. King is videotaping the meeting. So it probably wouldn't be a horrible idea, since sadly you got here right at the tail end, is to view it. I'm also going to encourage you to encourage other seniors to do it. It's just a quick snapshot, and I'm only going to keep you for another 30 seconds. And thank you again for being here. You're talking about a pretty big day. Okay? Sadly, this meeting didn't kind of come together because it's pretty important.